So today's video is going to be about this.
They took the kids that really like to draw and they started giving them little gold stars on their drawings. And then they like the gold stars for a kid, that's an extrinsic reward. And then they stopped doing that and the kids stopped drawing. They associated the good feeling of doing it with the external rewards. We have to be very cautious about how much of our internal dopamine we attach to external rewards if we want to continue to grow and pursue and focus and work hard.
So as we saw in this video, there are two kinds of motivation: extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. And if you are on social media, if you are an artist, if you are a creator on social media and trying to post on social media, that is the ultimate reward that this person was talking about, right? That is the ultimate external validation, because it's not just a reward. With this comes a lot of social reward, and your pride is attached, your self-worth is attached. So there is a lot of extrinsic motivation coming to you from social media. So the aim of this podcast, this video, is to help you stay away from extrinsic motivation and help you be in tune with your internal motivation or inspiration. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 methods that you can employ in your life to stay in tune with your internal motivation, so that you don't get harmed by, or you don't get demotivated by those external rewards which are not in your control. Number 1 is to create a distance from social media, especially if you are in the exploration phase. So I term the journey of a creator or an artist in 3 phases. Number 1 is exploration phase. Number 2 phase is niching down, and number 3 is branching out. So exploration phase is an extended period of time of a few months or an year or even more than that, where you extensively try out a lot of different things to find out what it is that you are naturally good at and what it is that you really enjoy doing. So somewhere in the middle of both the things is what it is that you should be doing, right? So when you are in this exploration phase, you should not be worried about trying to build an audience. You don't have to go behind getting 100, 200, 1000, 2000, 100,000 people to follow you. This is the phase where you are on Instagram, or you are on whichever profile that you have, just to share your progress. But what you can do is you can try to build a community of people who are in the same phase, or a little ahead or a little behind you, but are trying to do the same things. They will keep you motivated throughout the process. The second thing which you can do, and that is a little more tangible, is you can use scheduling tools like Buffer, in which you can sit down one day. For example, you created 3 artworks that you need to put out next week on your profile. You can use a tool like Buffer or Later, right? There are a lot of tools, and schedule all the work that need to go out on that particular day on a particular time, right? So that way you won't be physically involved, manually involved in the posting process. So that is how you can keep a little bit of a distance from the whole thingy, and you won't be tempted to keep refreshing to see how many people liked or commented on your post. The second is to post other content as well. So you should have 2 categories in your content. One is your art, your core thingy, and other is you talking about your life, showing the artist behind the art, showing your life, showing your process, a lot of different things. Even you can start vlogging on your channel, right? So when you're posting your art, schedule it, ask your friend to post it, do whatever you want, so that you are not attached to the outcome. But again, if you are on social media, you would want something out of it, right? You would want to grow as a creator. You would want your post to do well. So you keep your art posts aside. You don't look at them. They are not to be judged on any external metrics. But the other content that you're putting out about your life, about the party that you went to last night, or whatever it is, right? That is the content which you can use to see how well it is doing. So for example, in the entertainment content about your life that you're putting out, if you get in the trap of social media and start attuning it to the algorithm's need. For example, you posted a picture of yours and wrote a detailed caption. It did not do well, and then you posted a 15-second reel about your last outing, and it did very, very well on the algorithm. It's okay if you attune that content to the needs of social media. But if it is your core art and you use the same technique on it, and you start creating art based on what the algorithm prefers, your growth as an artist will stop, right? So for example, you created something where you spent 5 hours, 10 hours into painting, and then you also created a fan art or some sort of a meme. And if you put both out on the platform, you will obviously see that the meme or the fan art or the trending stuff will get way more likes, follows, and comments than the thing which you put real heart and soul into, and which you as an artist wanted to create. So if you start judging that by social media, the algorithm, and see what you should create next, obviously you will stop growing as an artist. So judge your personal content, entertainment content by social media. Try to attune it, try to get the most out of it, but don't judge your how well you are doing as an artist by looking at how the algorithm is rewarding you. Number 3 is be close to your inspirations. Watch movies, read books, spend time in nature, take long walks, talk to strangers, talk to friends, talk to yourself. Find out what it is that really inspires you, fills you with that creative energy that inspires you to create, and be close to that. That is the quickest and the best way to not have any external motivation ruin your internal urge to create art. Point number 4 is to have a circle of critics. So it's so pathetic that we have to depend on some random Rahul to comment and tell us, hey, nice art, for us to feel validated and think, okay, yeah, I am doing good work in my life. And don't let that happen to you. Have your own circle of critics, people who you trust to give you the right advice, and people whom you have given the permission to say the harshest things to you, and that it's okay because it is coming out of love. So have your own internal circle of critics so that you do not have to depend on random outsiders to tell you how you are doing, at least in the initial phases of your creative journey, right? So how do you create that? Look at people around you, your professors, your friends, your acquaintances, and find out people who have some sort of appreciation for the kind of art that you make, right? If you're a writer, find out other writers. For example, in my school, I had all my English teachers were my internal circle of critics. I didn't have this concept back then, but I knew that okay, I do not want to be dependent on other random people to tell me how I am progressing and how well I am doing in my creative journey. So I had James sir, Anand ma'am, all my English teachers were my inspirations, and I would write my poems and show it to them, and they would circle, hey, this metaphor is not used right, this analogy could be used better, or this paragraph could come at the end, or here you went too far on making it rhyme and the whole thing lost its value. And that really helped me so much. And then I had my friends. So at that time we didn't have social media, and for my friends I was like a genius. So whatever I write, they would love it. So because we were equally ignorant of what good literature is, so they would be motivating me. So it was a good concoction of my teachers who would always try to point faults in me and in my writing and try to make me better, and my friends who would always be like, oh wow, what a wonderful piece they have written, because it was always about love and things that teenagers are interested about. So love and crush and talking to a girl and proposing to her or whatever that is. So even after school, 2 3 years after school, I would have friends ask me, hey, can you send me that poem? I'm in love with this girl and I want to send it to her. So I had this kind of an atmosphere I could create, where I had equal mix of praise and constructive feedback, which really helped me grow as a writer. So figure out how you can create that for yourself. Number 5 is set up some sort of an internal metrics for yourself. So as human beings, we cannot separate ourselves from seeking some sort of a metric, some sort of mathematics to see if we are moving forward or backward in our journey, right? But most metrics that we use today is always outward bound. It's not in your control. Number of followers that you're getting is not in your control. Number of sales you're making on your artwork is not in your control. So figure out those 3 4 things that you have in your direct control and actively track those. For me, it is number of hours I'm putting into my craft, number of courses that I'm taking. I try to take at least one course every month that kind of makes me better. Number of articles and books that you're reading related to your topic, and number of new people you are meeting in your field. So that's it. Do these 5 things and you will find that you can very easily bypass this trap of having an external motivation rule you and killing your internal urge to keep creating good art. If you like this episode, obviously share it with your friends, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you felt about it. Write me an email or fly to Bangalore and knock on my door and tell me that you loved it, because it's your feedback that keeps us going. Thank you and take care.